Well, it sure didn't take long for this to become a highly sought after and coveted collector's item. Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, or I am the Apptrepreneur. It depends what channel you're watching this on. Some of you may have noticed, in fact many of you commented, even though I explained in the video why this happened. The last time I did a video on The Simpsons, I actually posted it on both my channels. Now I did that, as I explained, because I didn't know what channel to put it on. It was a video about The Simpsons, which technically was entertainment, but it was also about streaming and how the internet makes it way easy to censor and take away and all that jazz. So that kind of counted for Apptrepreneur. So I decided to put it on both channels. And the problem with doing a video like that is when you do a follow-up video, you got to do the exact same thing again. So whatever channel you're watching this on, just be aware, I have another channel, and you can subscribe to that one if you want. Links are below. But let's talk about this again, because I just made a video, well, actually, I made a video about this, how The Simpsons producers were pulling a classic episode of The Simpsons from rotation. They were taking it off all the streaming services, all the digital places you could buy it, and they were taking it out of the TV rotation. And they were even taking it a step further. Apparently, all reprinted DVDs will no longer feature the episode. I think it was James L. Brooks who said, "I am against book burning of any kind," before going on to say, "But this is our book and we can remove a chapter." Okay, well, I'm going to stress again, despite the fact that that is a huge contradiction to the first half of the sentence, let me ask you this. How many people watching this video like to read books with missing chapters? Or, for that matter, why would you want something taken out just because it's problematic? I mean, here's the thing. Where does this end? Well, okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. So, here's what this is really about. This Simpsons episode with Michael Jackson in it as Leon Kompowski, a fat, white, mental instituted guy who thinks he's Michael Jackson and has Michael Jackson's voice. Like I said, they're taking it off all the streaming sites and off the DVDs. Now, one of the comments that I made was that I was going to go and I was going to buy as many copies of Season 3 as I could find. For the record, while that video was going up, the next day I did go and I bought as many Season 3 copies as I could. I think I bought like 7 sets at just a little under $150. Most of them were $10. And, well, you're gonna find out why you should have listened to that advice if you didn't. Let's go to Best Buy first. Here's the Best Buy website, if it actually loads. And here's The Simpsons Complete Third Season. Sold out, unavailable within 250 miles of the Westminster Mall. That's a Best Buy that's semi-close to me. Let's go to Target.com, and all these things are running a little slower because I have all the tabs open. Here's the 18th season, the Christmas Eve, Season 5, 16th, 7th, 4th, 1st, 2nd, 15th, 15th again, 20th, the movie. We have Season 11, a couple compilations. No Season 3 as far as I can see. I can't even find it on the Target website. At Walmart, well, it's out of stock as well. All the other seasons, plenty of stock. Now let's get to Amazon, and you can start seeing where things are like really getting serious. Also sold off on Amazon, except for third-party sellers. You know, starting at $167.95, actually starting at $129, I'm sorry. And getting as high as $289.33. Let's look at eBay over here. Holy cow. You can start the bidding at $500 or it can go to $2,000. Now, no one's bid on that, but what about this? We have, you know, $219 for seasons 1 through 10, includes season 3. Here's another $200. Now, here's where it starts getting serious. You have the first 5 seasons, 25 bids, $197. Then you have the first 6 seasons, include season 3, no bids yet. Here's one that's just season 3, $157.50, 27 bids, plus $7.85 for shipping. And as you can see, people are definitely buying this thing. And look, we're getting to the cheaper area, and it's still like $58. This is more than the retail price for this. And it's all because the Simpsons actually decided to take an extra step, and they are going to reprint season 3 without the Michael Jackson episode, which is called Stark Raving Dad. Now, who knows if they're actually serious about this, but as you can see, people are voting with their wallet. They don't want this episode erased from history. It's a classic episode. They like it. It was made long before the allegations were even known. And by the way, I should mention, I don't know how relevant this is to the conversation, but I know some people are going to hate me for saying this. The Leaving Neverland documentary doesn't actually have any evidence in it. I'm sorry. It's a horrible story, and I don't want to say I don't believe the boys, but I watched the 2-part documentary, and it was frustrating, and it was sad. Unfortunately, they didn't say anything I didn't already know, and they didn't provide any actual evidence to back up their claims. So as far as I'm concerned, Michael Jackson's still innocent because, you know, he went through, you know, a couple trials and was deemed innocent. And this, aside from hearing from 2 accusers who testified on his behalf in court, by the way, you know, so anyway, I don't know how much I want to get into that per se, but as you can see, Simpsons fans do not like the idea of taking the episode away. And so what are they doing? They're buying the used DVDs at extraordinary prices. I can guarantee you this is going to be a heavily pirated episode. There's just, you know, you're not getting around it. Now let's go over to my Vudu account real quick, which I don't have a whole lot of TV shows on Vudu because, I don't know, it seems like the TV series that I buy don't usually have digital copies. They're getting a little better about that. And look, I have The Simpsons. Now, what do I have in The Simpsons? Let's click. 16 episode. So this is, that's season 30. Let's go to season 3. Look, 1 episode. I bought 1 single episode, and that was the Stark Raving Dad. Now, I did that because I kind of want to see what happens if Vudu's going to try to take this off my account. It was only $3, so that's a worthy experiment. But look, I've got it recorded. I just bought this 2 minutes before making this video. So let's see if Vudu tries to take this away. If they do, I will make a follow-up video. I can guarantee you almost everyone is buying this episode digitally while they can, but let's see if it actually sticks. But here's another thing I kind of want to know what happens. What happens to, say, this episode from the Simpsons Wiki, Mr. Lisa's Opus. The reason I bring this up, this is a season 29 episode. And one of the things is that Leon Kompowski is in this episode singing the exact same song he was singing to Lisa in the season 3 episode. Is this episode also going to get pulled from rotation because it references that episode? And heck, if they actually manage to, you know, scrub Stark Raving Dad off the face of the earth, which they are not even going to come close to doing, the Simpsons fans will not let that happen. But if they could, this episode, his appearance would not make any sense whatsoever because it's referencing a joke, or an episode, I should say, that no longer is in circulation. And here's what's probably the most frustrating thing about this. The Simpsons used to be super, super liberal. They still kind of are liberal, but they used to be, hey, we spit in the face of censorship, we do this, we don't listen to guff, and now here they are. There is a fringe minority people, as Tim Pool likes to call them, that when something bad happens, when someone does something bad, and Michael Jackson has been accused of some very bad things, they want to erase that person from history. They want to burn the books. This is the digital version of burning books. You know, they're removing the episode. It never existed. We can no longer enjoy it. And yet, as you can see, real fans will pay for it. They don't want it to go away. And what is the next step? Again, do you take that episode away? Do we also remove the Tony Hawk episode from circulation because he was caught doping? Dustin Hoffman was complained about, you know, some sexual harassment Does Lisa's substitute teacher episode, which is another classic episode, does that get removed as well? Does every episode with a problematic guest star? In fact, what's really funny about this is a couple years ago, Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, actually guest starred on The Simpsons. They recorded it over a cell phone. And when people asked, why were you giving a known criminal a guest appearance on the show, their response was, well, we can disagree with what he did in person, but that doesn't affect the show. And yet, again, apparently what Michael Jackson did in his personal life does affect the show. And where does it stop? I mean, do we remove the what makes the red man red scene from Peter Pan? I mean, really, when you think about it, it doesn't have much of a reason to be there. I mean, it happens after Peter Pan saves Tiger Lily, and then they do this whole song and dance that's it's not a good song for the record. Peter Pan's not one of my favorites, so it's kind of strange that I'm defending it right now. It's pretty racist, but really, you could take it out, and with the exception of Tinkerbell getting captured, it doesn't really move the story forward. So we're going to remove that. We're going to remove every problematic scene in a Disney movie. What about that scene in Dumbo where they get drunk? Well, you can't be encouraging drinking alcohol to kids. Are we going to start cutting that scene out of the movie? Where does it stop? You know, I have some advice for people. I just have some advice, and then we're going to wrap this up because I'm just getting more frustrated and more flustered the more I talk about this. But if there is an episode or a movie or something that you do not want to watch, you have the right to not watch it. You have the right to not buy it yourself. If you don't want to watch Stark Raving Dad, you know what? You can skip it. I mean, even if you do the play all button on the DVD, press the next button a few times, skip the episode, move on to the next. And here's the thing. If you have an issue with content in TV shows and movies, hey, get VidAngel. It's kind of funny how liberals, like the bleeding heart liberals, the fringe liberals, are complaining about how VidAngel, a streaming service that VidAngel, for the record, is a streaming service where you could like remove swearing, violence, sex scenes, and you know, by the way, trying to make a G-rated version of, like, for example, Sausage Party is extremely, extremely funny. But anyway, you can remove that stuff. It gives you the freedom to do it. And they complain like, no, that's censorship. That's encouraging censoring the movies. And yet, it gives you the power to do it yourself. It's a good way where it's like, hey, people can make whatever movies they want. And if you don't want to see certain things, you can filter it, as they said. This is just crazy. This is absolutely insane. It's like that you just cannot find this anywhere. Just anywhere. Well, you know what? I've got my copy season 3. I've got a few copies. By the way, for those of you who wondering, yes, I have sold. I got 7 box sets. I think it's 7, yeah. About 7 box sets. I have already made over $200 on The Simpsons Season 3. I'll probably sell, and that's off selling 3. I will probably sell 2 more, kind of take a break, see if The Simpsons actually follows through on this. Because you know what? They might not. They might change their mind. But, you know, because if they do follow through on it, then I'm sure the value is just going to go up again. Now, if they don't, then, you know, I guess I got to bring those ones back to the use, like Dimple or Amiibo, Music, whatever I happen to be nearby at the moment. But, you know, whatever. It will. I've made my money. If any of you see one of these things, I would pick it up and try to sell it as fast as possible. Or if you're a huge Simpsons fan, pick it up, keep it. You might not have another chance. And I will let you know whether or not this gets taken away. I'm going to be watching this very, very closely to see if it actually, because that would be, again, they tried to take away my Roseanne season 10 after she made her comments. I would not be surprised if they try to do that. I'll make a follow-up video if they do that. But in the meantime, regardless what channel you're watching this on, what do you think? I know a lot of you expressed a lot of disappointment in this news. Do you have season 3 on DVD? Do you not have it? What are you going to do to try to get this episode, if in fact you care? I'd love to know. comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly. As always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.